GBTV is brought to you by Grand Blanc CTE.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Kind to the Mind with me, Zelene. This week's topic is seasonal affective disorder, or better known as seasonal depression. I was actually diagnosed with seasonal depression about 2 years ago. If you don't know what seasonal depression is, it's basically depression but depending on the season. For me, it's the winter. After the holidays, there's really nothing to look forward to. I get stuck in my zone, my routines, and it just honestly simply gets boring and draining. Seasonal depression, it's hard, and I think it's hitting everybody way more than ever right now, and that's why I chose to talk about it this week. Now, let's get into Song of the Week this week. This week, I chose Come Back to Earth by Mac Miller. This song has done a lot for me, especially during my depressive episodes. I can relate to a lot of Mac's depressive thoughts and lyrics in the song, but he does not only have depressive thoughts. Just like every song I try to show you guys, he also has some positive ones as well. He even talks about drowning, but now he's swimming. He's finally getting that relief and feeling that happiness again. That song kind of reminds me that I can get there. I can finally swim instead of drown, and I will reach happiness someday. Maybe when the sun finally decides to come out. I hope you give it a listen, and I hope you guys enjoy the song. Let's get into Facts with Kelly.
Hi everyone, happy Friday. It's Kelly from Fieldstone Counseling, and I'm excited today to talk to you about seasonal affective disorder, or otherwise known as SAD or the winter blues.
Question 1. What is SAD and its symptoms, and how is it different from regular depression?
SAD is a type of depression that's related to the changes in seasons. SAD typically begins and ends about the same time every year, unlike depression, which usually lasts all year. Most people with SAD see that their symptoms start in the fall and continue into the winter. Symptoms can include things like feeling depressed or moody nearly every day, losing interest in activities that you once enjoyed, low energy, feeling tired, problems sleeping or actually oversleeping, changes in appetite, feeling sluggish or agitated, and difficulty concentrating.
Question 2. What is the scientific explanation behind SAD?
The specific cause of seasonal affective disorder remains unknown, but we do know that 3 factors come into play. 1 being your biological clock. The reduced level of sunlight in the fall and winter can cause SAD, as the decrease in sunlight may disrupt your body's internal clock and lead to the feeling of depression. We also know that it affects our serotonin levels. A drop in serotonin, which is a brain chemical that affects our mood, also plays a role, as the reduced sunlight can cause a drop in that serotonin. And good old melatonin levels. Changes of the season can disrupt the balance of the body's level of melatonin.
Question 3. What is the best treatment for SAD?
The best treatments for SAD might be light therapy. You can buy them on Amazon, and it's a special light box that mimics natural light and can help keep those chemicals in your body at their needed levels. As with also depression, medication, therapy, and techniques that can help with mind-body connections, such as yoga, meditation, music, or art therapy, can also be helpful. Many of my clients also add more vitamin D as a supplement as well, and it has seen great effects.
Our last question for Kelly is, what are some good coping mechanisms for when I'm experiencing symptoms of SAD at home?
If you suspect you might be dealing with seasonal affective disorder, some simple things you can do is make sure your blinds are open in your room. Sit next to the window, get outside and walk as much as you can, and try to soak up the sun. Also, exercise can help relieve the extra stress and lift your mood. The good news is spring is coming and more sunshine is on its way. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Okay, you guys, let's talk for a second. let's get real. These schedule changes have been insane. I'm a person that I need schedules. I tend to procrastinate and then not get things done, and then I'm even more stressed out at the end of the day, so I have to plan everything out and make sure my ducks are all in a row. These schedule changes don't help with that. It gets confusing and it gets really exhausting. And I know I am not the only one that feels this way. I used to feel like that, but then I talked to my classmates and they literally feel the exact same feelings. You don't believe me? Well, I'm gonna show you guys. Take a look. So what has school this year done to your mental health?
Squash it.
For me, academically, it really hasn't been that much more difficult, but emotionally, it's been really hard being at home all day, and I have no motivation because I feel like I'm just sitting in bed, going through my classes, doing my homework, and I'm not really getting that social interaction that you usually get.
School in general has made me extremely depressed this year. Being cooped in your house can be good and bad. You can improve yourself, or you can become antisocial and just become in this extremely depressive state.
School has affected my mental health because I'm sitting in my room all day by myself and I'm having no social interaction.
Hard question, actually, I'd say. At first, it was really dark, depressing, I'd say, but starting to look up a bit, I guess, after half a year. Started to actually talk to some people that I used to talk to online. I don't know, it's a unique situation.
I would say online, I wouldn't say it's bad, I wouldn't say it's good. I would say I kind of miss seeing my friends and stuff like that.
I guess it has been a little bit lonely, you could say that. But I think that the major changes have been a little bit, I guess, distracting and confusing for most people. That's the response I think I've heard the most.
School doesn't have much of an effect on my mental health, but if it affects it in any way, it would be negative, especially because this year the only things that I normally enjoy out of school, I'm not getting out of school, like the social interactions and stuff. And even in class, we're kind of separated, and it's it's not the same.
I don't know, it's just kind of been really hard, and it feels like the teachers don't really understand that. I mean, it is a lot that we're going through right now, and school is very important still, but at some point
they don't need to be as we're going through a global pandemic. I think that, Algebra 2 isn't the most important thing in the world right now.
It's not good to be waking up at different times, that consistently, and then especially for the schedule to be changing like that too.
Even in in-person school, there's no difference because in each class, nobody talks to each other and there's just no interaction with each other, and the work makes you feel like you're spiraling down into this deep state of being a failure.
I want to give you a hug. I feel so bad. As you guys just watched, you guys know that you're not alone in this either. If you're feeling this way, if you're feeling like everything lately is so much harder, you are not alone. What we need to do now is rise up, stand up, and talk about it, because clearly adults aren't hearing us. Maybe we're not participating in class, maybe we're shutting off our cameras because we have no motivation, we're depressed. It's scary and it's a sucky feeling to have, but we need to talk about it because we need to get through this. All right, that's all the time we have for today's video. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Stay kind to the mind, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
You have the ability to create whatever you want in this world. It does not matter what you make. The only thing that is important is that you're proud and that you're happy of your creation. You are capable of doing anything that you put your mind to. And as long as you are working hard, the only way to go is up. And becoming the best version of yourself.
My favorite thing about broadcasting is definitely the environment. Everybody's working and it's so creative, and like when we all get together and make a project, it just turns out amazing all the time.
My favorite thing about broadcasting is the environment. When I come into this class, I feel like it's a judgment-free zone. I can really get creative and I can express myself, and I don't have to worry about anybody judging me or anybody thinking about me different. I think it's just the environment that makes me the most excited to go to broadcasting.
I think broadcasting is a great class because it's so different from any other class you'll take. It's so awkward and you don't know any of your students, but when you're in here, this is a family. This is anyone in this classroom you can talk to about any issue. Like, we really connect with each other, and just the energy in the whole room is great throughout the whole entire time.
My favorite thing about broadcasting is that it's just like a family, and we get to do the things that we love to do. We all love to some type of way make videos, and it's just really good to be with like-minded people, and it's just such good energy, and it's just really truly like a family.
Okay, my favorite thing about broadcasting is kind of a lot of things, but I like that we're all a family at the end of the day and that we're always there for each other and always willing to help each other out.
So when it comes to broadcasting, it's not every day that I get to apply myself creatively in school. So the reason why I love broadcasting is because I get to meet up with great people, apply myself, work on my hobbies and my talents, and overall just have a great time.
I think my favorite thing about broadcasting is just being able to work with my friends and the ability to just be creative and actually, you know, have fun in school.
My favorite part about broadcasting is the teacher because he's the best person in the world.
My favorite thing about broadcasting is probably the freedom, creativity. I can do pretty much anything I want as long as it's in the realms of what I can do.
Alright, my favorite thing about being a part of like the broadcasting class is that it's kind of like a break from the normal like routine of school. It's a really nice like 2-hour block class where I get to come and enjoy myself and be like working on stuff at the same time, while getting like a nice refreshing break from like the monotonous like 6 hours a day classes.
My favorite thing about broadcasting is that I can express myself through the work that I make, and you know, everyone is super kind here and I make a lot of friends in this class.
I really like broadcasting because I feel like I'm able to express my creativity in a way that I'm not able to when I'm at home or in any other class.
My favorite thing about broadcasting is probably just like meeting new people and like seeing how they work in certain situations and like bringing out the good in people, you know what I mean? Like showing how they can work better in groups or alone, and it's just a really diverse classroom, and it's really nice to see people shine.
Rachel. Yeah? Did you know that SAT's coming up? My teacher said nothing about that. Really? My teacher mentioned it, but she didn't really say too much. Like, there's information. I don't even feel ready for it. No. Harrison, did you know we have the SAT this year?
I mean, my teacher started talking about it and talked about how we use Khan Academy.
Really? Let's look it up on the school webpage. Masks must be worn during the test. Online and virtual students must take these tests.
The test will start on April 13th at 7:20 a.m. for 11th graders.
In late March, you will receive information by email of what classroom you will be in for testing. Ways to help you study for the test will be Khan Academy. There you will find ways to study and practice for the SAT. You can also find full-length tests with time limits and telling you what scores you will get.
And as you practice on Khan Academy, it will tell you which subjects you are better at and what subjects you need to improve on.